Hello everyone, welcome to the Model Express channel. After a long wait, the PG version GK-style Barbatos Lupus released by Wolf Remains Heavy Industries has finally arrived. This is the third GK-style Barbatos I've assembled in 2026. Upon opening the box, a large cape is immediately visible, followed by pre-assembled and pre-removed parts bags. There don't seem to be many runners. Initially, I thought the number of parts was comparable to MG models, but I immediately regretted it while assembling. Although the number of runners is limited, there are a large number of small parts, mainly used for detailed color separation and sculpting. However, quite a few parts are also unnecessary. The design is modeled after the GK style, but there are still differences in details compared to the actual GK design. Aside from modifications to the Barbatos Lupus's design, the skeleton is a complete copy of the Bandai MG Barbatos skeleton, only enlarged and metallicated. It's important to note that it's a complete copy, meaning that the issues and articulation problems of the MG Barbatos' skeleton will be present in this model. The outer armor style is the GK style that has been popular in recent years, with a slightly sharp feel. The frame is mostly pre-assembled metal, which is a big plus. Normally, assembling a metal frame is very tight. You can't just force it, and metal parts can't be adjusted. Pre-assembly saves time compared to assembling the frame and avoids many problems. I received the first batch of the official version, so let me first talk about the problems I encountered. The first thing I did after receiving the model was to check the parts and found that many parts had already been cut off. This really panicked me for a while. After contacting the seller, I learned that they had actually been used by the manufacturer to assemble the metal frame. So, if you find that hydraulic pipes or other parts are missing, it's basically because they've already been installed onto the metal frame. Although most of the skeleton is pre-assembled, some parts still require the player to assemble and complete them themselves. For example, the chest part was quite tedious to assemble, so I missed taking pictures of it. However, the left and right sides of the chest fit together very tightly. Without adjusting the parts, it's impossible to assemble them properly. You can't completely follow the instructions during assembly. Especially with the hydraulic rods, sometimes the order needs to be slightly adjusted. The assembly of this model isn't exactly smooth, mainly because it's very sharp. The sharpness of the parts is quite good, so I recommend wearing gloves for protection during assembly. Additionally, if you want the eyes to glow, you must use the red eye accessory, as only the red eye part is transparent. The green eyes have a pre-coated metallic paint finish, and the eye parts are not easily removable, so it's recommended that you choose your desired display mode from the beginning. Now that we've covered the assembly considerations, let's talk about the model's articulation. The head moves smoothly from side to side, and the tilting angle is good, but the neck parts are prone to detaching. The arms bend at the standard Barbatos angle, and the forearms even have a linkage mechanism for bending and shifting, though this needs to be manually retracted. The skeleton is clearly extended, but unfortunately, the hydraulic rods aren't. This means that during side-to-side movements and forward/backward bends, if the angle is slightly large, the hydraulic rods can easily come loose, especially the rear parts. The chest must be upright to prevent the hydraulic rods from detaching. A normal horizontal position will definitely cause them to fall off. I checked repeatedly to see if this was due to assembly errors, but I didn't assemble it incorrectly. While the backpack hides the problem, it might be a headache for perfectionists. I recommend that those with the ability extend the hydraulic rods themselves. The chest hatch is a direct copy of the MG Barbatos, showing a small pilot figure inside. It also faithfully reproduces the opening mechanism of the original mobile suit. In fact, it's more accurate to say that the MG Barbatos' design was initially intended as preparation for the Lupus. The skirt armor has 90 degrees of articulation. The hip joints have been modified, but the articulation remains the same. The joints use gear joints, which I think are crucial, especially considering the PG level size and weight. The gear joints provide stable support for the legs when standing. The knee can be bent easily to 160 degrees. The yellow claws have curved nails, so when standing, all the force is concentrated at the tips. This part is very easy to fall off without reinforcement. It is recommended to use glue to fix it in place. The backpack has a great design, with a metallic green openwork design at the bottom. The tail can slide up and down, almost perpendicular to the backpack, so you don't have to worry about it taking up cabinet space. The model comes with a wire, which can be used to create different poses for the wolf tail. Next up are the weapon accessories, the most eye-catching of which is this large hammer spear. Almost all the hammer's parts are pre-assembled and ready to use. The hammer handle is made of metal, so there's no need to worry about it deforming due to its weight. Although the weapon has a non-slip grip, its overall weight still adds some burden. The weaponry also includes 2 katanas and 2 hand cannons. These can be mounted on the outside of the arms by changing parts. However, for the Barbatos Lupus Rex, the hammer and spear are the primary weapons. The others are secondary. Next up is this very cool-looking cape, printed with the protagonist's name. This cape could be modeled after the cape from the upcoming MB Barbatos. To be honest, I don't really like this cape, but when attached to the mecha, it adds a lot of imposing presence to the otherwise sparsely equipped Barbatos. Next are the effect parts for the eyes. They consist of 3 small sections. However, they are quite heavy, and the parts may loosen over time, so it is recommended to reinforce them with glue. The base is nothing special, just a standard MB Souls base with no markings or printing. However, for such a heavy and large model, it does provide decent stability. Incidentally, this base includes a stand to support the hammer and spear. Unfortunately, it wasn't included in my kit, but the manufacturer has sent me a replacement. The headlamp battery was also missing, so I had to contact the seller to purchase one myself. In summary, if you're a big fan of Barbatos and the GK design, as well as the PG size, this product is definitely worth it. However, assembling this product requires some skill in handling parts, and the parts can be quite sharp and difficult to handle. If you simply prefer the official Barbatos design, I suggest waiting for the Bandai MG version, which should be released soon. Okay, that's all for today's sharing. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share, and see you in the next video.